Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining this today's morning service, Sunday service today. This service we are having is Seattle Bethlehem BWA Memorial Service. First of all, I'd like to express my deepest condolences to the family and friends who lost your close friends and family members, especially those who are listed, the names of those who listed on this program. Now also, during the slideshow, the slideshow showing the names and the pictures of those who, the past member of Seattle Bethlehem Buddhist Temples Women's Association. So those who passed away before us, I'd like to express my respect and gratitude to our former members, those who carry this tradition and maintain this temple. They carry this BWA, maintain this BWA here up to this point. I'd like to express my respect and appreciation to those people who made so much effort and contribution to our temple and spreading the Buddha Dharma. So now is our turn. We are received our teaching now. So first, we cherish this teaching. First, we listen and cherish this teaching and passing down to the next generation. That's our responsibility now. So Buddhism, Jodo Shinshu, Buddhism, Shin Buddhism, is a religion to cherish the life. So religion of awakening. Buddhism is a religion of awakening. What do we awaken to? That we awaken to the truth of our life. We awaken to the truth of our life. It is the Buddhism. So we have to know what kind of life we are living. What is our life? Who I am. What kind of life we are living now. So that's we listen to the teaching. Then always we reflect upon our life. That's a Buddhist practice. So that's why it is important to have the memorial service, the funeral service. When we encounter someone's passing, it is really important in Buddhism, in Buddhist tradition, because this is the precious opportunity to think about our human life, our human life. In Jodo Shinshu, in our tradition, we have like a pillow service. Pillow service, when someone passes away, sometimes family ask me, sometimes before someone passes away, or right after someone passes away, I go to visit the hospital or home to conduct a service. So it is the last opportunity to express our appreciation to our loved one who is passing or who passed away before us. Then also, this is a time to listen to the teaching and think about our lives' impermanency and interdependency. Then also, we have a funeral service, 49th memorial service, 1 year memorial service, 3rd year memorial service, 7th year, 13th, what's next? 17th, 25th, 33rd, 50th, 100, 150, 200, 250. As much as possible, as long as possible, we continue having this Buddhist memorial service. This is one way to think about how we are connected our loved one who passed away before us. So, for one example is our founder, Shinran Shonin. About 10 years ago, we had our founder's 750th memorial service, 750th. We are having his memorial service over 750 years. So if possible, we can continue doing those services for our loved one, for our family members. However, that's not easy to do. That's not easy to do. So this BWA memorial service is a one occasion, kind of combined memorial service to express our appreciation to our loved one, BWA members who passed away before us. So if you are, I understand, people are so busy. It is not easy. It may not be easy to schedule those 1-year memorial service, a 3rd-year memorial service, a 7th-year memorial service, but you may not remember when is the time to schedule. On that case, when you come, or you can visit the cemetery, or Obon service is the one. We are conducting the monthly memorial service. You can find the names on the monthly newsletter, those who passed away before us. So when you go to the cemetery, you can know when our loved one's date of death. So you can visit the cemetery sometimes. The Obon is the one occasion to conduct a service. So then sometimes people just come to the temple. A couple of days ago also, one lady just came to the temple. She said that day was her father's memorial day. She just wanted to put her hands together. She wanted to do something. She wanted to do something for her father. So she just came. Then, because I had time, I conducted service together. So that's also, if temple is open, you can do that. Or even on Sunday, sometimes you can also bring your loved one's picture. Then we can have a memorial. This is a Sunday service, but for you particularly, it could be your loved one's memorial service. That's also possible. You can do that. So please think about it. There are so many different ways to conduct a memorial service. There are so many ways to think about our loved one who passed away before us. Then each occasion is a precious occasion for us to listen to the Buddha Dharma and reflect upon our life and our loved one's life. So let me introduce one story. One story of a man whose name is Mr. Aki. Mr. Aki. He was diagnosed as having a stomach cancer. He was about 30 years old at the time. Yes, still 30, so young. So the doctor told the family that he has stomach cancer with no hope. The family and doctor were wondering if they should inform him that he had a stomach cancer, because if that's a difficult decision to make. If they did tell him, he might lose his vitality to live the rest of his life. So it was really difficult decision for the family and doctor to make. So doctor remembered that Mr. Aki and his family were devoted Jodo Shinshu, Shin Buddhist followers. They listened to the Buddha Dharma. They come to the temple all the time. The doctor was also the devoted Shin Buddhist follower. So the doctor thought he would be able to talk to Mr. Aki, not just a doctor and a patient. Doctor could talk to him as a Dharma friend. The doctor informed Aki he had a stomach cancer. After that, Aki couldn't sleep for 3 days. But after a while, he started thinking, I have to cherish, I have to try to live treasuring each remaining days. Then he started writing his diary to express his honest thought until just few days before he passed away. The diary was later published, and it was titled, Receiving the Notice of Dying. Receiving the Notice of Dying. In his diary, he said, life is generally a contract of 50 years. However, the landlord can suddenly give notice of eviction. At times like this, people who have a home in the country, in the hometown, can say, thank you very much for all that you have done, and live there. This is one of his diary. Life is generally a contract of 50 years. However, the landlord can suddenly give notice of eviction. At that time like this, people who have a home can say, thank you very much for all that you have done, and live there. So this shows how he understood the Pure Land and Amida Buddha's guidance, Amida Buddha's compassion. Life can be considered as residing in a rented home. One can never know when the landlord might say, "Get out, you have to move out." So this is a death that we cannot know when it will come to us. On this occasion, those who have a home to which they can return, those who have the Pure Land which they can return and be born in, are able to live in a serenity without having anxiety. So for example, when we go on a trip, we can enjoy the trip because we know we have a home to come back. Otherwise, I cannot enjoy the trip. So in the same way, while living, those who have a realm of which they can return can be free of anxiety in life and will become fulfilled. Our loved ones have been born into the Amida Buddha's Pure Land, where we will all return to one day. We should always listen to the Buddha Dharma and be mindful of the Pure Land, where is the destination of our life, where we will return. And then our life will not pass in vain and can be more meaningful and thankful. Thank you for joining this Sunday service this morning. Now, to conclude my Dharma message, I would like to read an episode called On White Ashes. This English translation is on the page 146. Please open the page 146. This is a letter from Rennyo Shonin, who is our 8th religious leader. He wrote this letter about 500 years ago. This is our tradition, Jodo Shinshu tradition. We read this letter when we have a memorial service. So this is an old letter, but still the meaningful for us who are living here and now. Please listen deeply the words of Rennyo Shonin. On the white ashes, as we deeply observe the transient form of human life, we realize that in this world, from the beginning to end, what is momentary and passing is the illusory course of human life. Thus, we have not heard of anyone receiving human form which lasts for 10,000 years. The course of life ebbs very rapidly. Can anyone preserve their body for 100 years at the present time? Not knowing whether it will come today or tomorrow, those who depart before us are as countless as the drops of dew. Therefore, in the morning, we may have radiant health. In the evening, we may be white ashes. When the winds of uncertainty strike, our eyes are closed forever. When the last breath leaves our body, the healthy color of the face is transformed and we lose the appearance of radiant life. Loved ones may gather around and lament, but to no avail. When such an event occurs, the body is then sent into an open field and cremated, leaving only the white ashes. What a sad plight. Thus, we see that what we cannot control is the passing away of the young and old alike. Therefore, we should all look to our future life and with faith in Amida Buddha, repeat the holy name. With reverence, I remain. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu. ありがとうございました。Thank you.